You know you've grown up when peace becomes more important than proving your point. Have you ever noticed how the loudest people often seem the most unsettled inside? And how, as you evolve, your silence begins to say more than your words ever could? Growing up isn't just about getting older. It's about inner mastery. It's about letting go of the habits, beliefs, and reactions that once ruled your life and embracing a deeper understanding of what truly matters. Growing up isn't easy, but it's the most liberating journey you'll ever take. In this text, we'll break down 16 unmistakable signs that you're not just older, but wiser, stronger, and more in control of your own reality. You may not have noticed them happening. They're subtle. They often emerge in the quietest of moments. But once you recognize them, you'll realize you're no longer the person you used to be, and that's something worth celebrating. Let's dive into these transformative indicators that prove you've grown up. 1. You take nothing personally. It hits differently when you stop being the emotional sponge for everyone's projections. You no longer internalize snide comments, passive-aggressive tones, or even outright attacks. You've realized what they say is about them, not you. Taking nothing personally is one of the clearest indicators of emotional maturity. You understand that people act from their own wounds, their own fears. So when they're cold, dismissive, or even rude, you no longer absorb their energy. You observe it, and then you move on. Indicator 2. You understand your mental health is more important than their opinion. Once upon a time, someone's side eye could spiral you into self-doubt. Not anymore. You've grown up when you know that preserving your inner peace is worth more than being liked, approved, or applauded by others. You no longer abandon your needs for external validation. Instead, you protect your energy like it's sacred, because it is. You choose peace over people-pleasing, and healing over hustle. Next, indicator 3. You've set boundaries with people. This might have been hard at first. You were probably taught to be nice, to say yes, to not upset others. But somewhere along the line, you realized boundaries aren't selfish. They're survival. Whether it's saying no to a family member, stepping away from a toxic friendship, or choosing not to answer that 11 p.m. text, you now protect your space, not because you're cold, but because you've grown. Sign 4. You know you'll get misused for being too nice. Let's be real, kindness is a superpower. But unguarded kindness, that's a magnet for manipulators. 5th indicator. You don't allow pain to destroy you. You build strength from it. Pain used to break you. Now it builds you. You've transformed your wounds into wisdom. Instead of spiraling into victimhood, you ask, what is this teaching me? You turn heartbreak into strength, betrayal into clarity, failure into fuel. You no longer avoid pain, you alchemize it. Sign 6. You take 100% responsibility for your life. This is the turning point. You've stopped blaming the government, your parents, your boss, or your ex. You no longer say, it's their fault. You say, what can I do about it? You've grown up when you realize that excuses may be valid, but they won't move your life forward. Only ownership will. And the moment you take responsibility, your life changes. 7. You take criticism without being offended. Once upon a time, feedback felt like an attack. Now, you know that criticism can be a mirror. Sometimes it reflects truth, sometimes it reflects their issues. Either way, you're not shaken. You're unbothered because your self-worth doesn't live in someone else's mouth. In our previous video, How to Stop Letting People Control You, we talked about this. When you're easily offended, you're easy to control. But when you're centered in yourself, criticism loses its power over you. Indicator 8. You don't force anyone to choose you, begging for love, chasing attention, trying to convince someone of your worth. That version of you is gone. Now you understand the right people never need convincing. You let people go freely. You let them choose what they want, and you watch what they choose. That's your answer. You've grown up when your energy says, "I'm not for everyone," and that's okay. 9. You never take advice from people who aren't where you want to be. Everyone has opinions, but you've learned to filter. You no longer absorb life advice from people who haven't built what you're building. You don't ask the chronically single how to have a healthy relationship. You don't ask broke people how to manage your finances. And you don't let small minds limit your big dreams. You've grown up when you choose your mentors carefully. 10. You understand life is cool when nobody knows anything about you. You've stepped out of the spotlight. You've stopped oversharing. And you've realized that privacy is power. Not everyone needs to know your plans, your moves, your dreams. The more silent you become, the more space you give life to unfold. There's peace in mystery and strength in silence. Indicator 11. You never use the weekend to escape your life. You used to live for the weekend. Now you live for the life you're building. You've grown up when your weekends are no longer a means of escape, but a tool for expansion. You use them to rest, yes, but also to reflect, create, build. You're not hiding from your reality. You're shaping it. Indicator 12. You've forgiven your parents the day you realized they had their own wounds. This one takes time. It often arrives with tears, therapy, and hard truths. You've grown up when you stop expecting your parents to be perfect. When you look at them not as the heroes or villains of your story, but as flawed humans who were also once hurt kids. Forgiveness isn't forgetting. It's freeing yourself from carrying their pain as your own. Indicator 13. You know your mental health is more important than your career. You've stopped glamorizing burnout, the hustle, the constant grind. You've grown up when you understand a title can't fix your anxiety. A paycheck can't heal your trauma. You've chosen to build a life, not just a resume. You rest without guilt. You say no to toxic work cultures. You refuse to sacrifice your soul for a salary. Indicator 14. You've embraced consistency and discipline over motivation. Motivation is a mood. Discipline is a decision. You no longer wait to feel like it. You show up whether you're excited or exhausted. You do the work on good days and bad. Because you know success isn't built in moments of inspiration, it's built in repetition. Self-help books are great, but doing the work, that's where the growth lives. Next, 15. You've realized you're not responsible for anyone's happiness but your own. Codependency, guilt trips, emotional caretaking, not anymore. You've grown up when you let people own their feelings, and you take full ownership of your own. You don't pour from an empty cup. You don't chase approval or try to fix others. You've reclaimed your energy. And now you fill your own cup first. Last indicator, 16. You don't force your beliefs on anyone. You've stopped preaching. You no longer need others to agree with you in order to feel valid. A gift for the soul, your grown-up glow-up printable guide. To help you reflect and implement these signs in your daily life, we've created a free printable guide, the Grown-Up Glow-Up 16 Signs. You've evolved plus 16 ways to practice it daily. Inside, you'll find journaling prompts, daily micro-challenges, and reflection questions for each of the 16 points. Download it in our Telegram group and use it every morning to stay on your path. You've come a long way. Maybe nobody noticed. Maybe you haven't even taken a moment to celebrate it yourself. But the truth is, you've been evolving in silence, choosing peace over drama, growth over gossip, depth over distraction. You've grown up, and you should be proud. Which of these signs hit home the most? Don't forget to like, subscribe, and drop a comment. We reply to every one of you. And grab your free printable guide in our Telegram group, link in the description.